The taste of the cheese is really coming from the ferment lactic, so from the bacteria in the cheese, yes.
Okay, so that's
the secret.
That's all the secrets.大家好，欢迎来到品味之境 The Border of Taste， 我是以放。今天我们要跟大家谈谈 cheese。有这么多市面上不同的 cheese， 到底哪一个呢才是能够真正选出你的品味？今天呢，我们邀请到了我的好朋友，也是一个 international sommelier 侍酒师 Yohan， 让我们来跟大家介绍一下真正的 cheese 跟 processed cheese 到底有什么不同呢？ Let's welcome Yohan.
Thank you.
We all know that you're international famous sommelier. How did you get into cheese?
From my childhood, being born French, I grew up in a region where we have a lot of cheese. So yeah, that's I think really from my early age, I start to taste cheese. So yeah, this is from the French DNA. We love cheese so much.
So you eat cheese pretty much every day?
Yeah, like you eat rice, we eat cheese maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
okay. We also know that you're working with a very famous international cheese master.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us about this?
Yes. So basically, I'm very fortunate because my father, I have a very good friend called Bernard Muraveau. Bernard is the best craftsman of cheese in France.
Okay.
So which is one of the highest classification, as a cheesemonger, and he's a world champion as well of cheese.
World champion.
Yes.
Oh.
So he's from my hometown, which is called Grenoble. So he has a fromagerie called Les Alpages, which is very famous.
So because the family connection.
It's from the family connection, yeah.
You get to know him and then learn more about the cheese
exactly,
knowledge.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So we know there's so many categories in cheese. Can you explain to our audience what is the so-called 5 families of cheese?
So yeah, basically there's 5 families of cheese. I think the most well-known one will be the soft one.
Soft one, yeah, soft cheese.
Yeah, soft cheese. I think everybody knows the mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, the cream
mixed
cheese.
with the tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good
very summery and beautiful. But yeah, I think this is the one which the people are the most familiar with. Then after the hard cheese, I think the semi and hard cheese, like the Comté or the Gruyère.
This is Parmesan also hard cheese?
Yeah, that's part of will be part of the Parmigiano. Will be really part of this family. After there's another family which is quite famous as well, which is the bloomy rind cheese.
Bloomy rind cheese.
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult to make, and that's the Brie or the Camembert, which have this lovely white mold, coming on the top.
I was gonna ask you about the mold， 因为很多人会看到 cheese 上面好像有一点点发霉的感觉，然后像我们一般就会把它切掉，不能吃，因为我们觉得那个是有很多 bacteria。我们来问问看。So sometimes we saw there's a lot of mold, especially on the Brie and Camembert cheese. Is that safe to eat?
Of course, it's natural and it's very soft.
Really?
Yeah.
But doesn't it have a lot of bacteria?
So we're using the penicillin. I mean, this is a good bacteria. There's, of course, bad and good bacteria. But the taste of the cheese is really coming from the ferment lactic, so from the bacteria.
Okay. So that's
the secret.
That's all the secrets.
So yeah, the other two. So we have. This is gonna be really the most stingy one. In Taiwan, the blue cheese is people are really.
Either you hate it or you love it.
And I think in France it's the same. All around the world is all you like it or not. I always take into it's like the chou tofu in Taiwan.
Chou tofu.
So yeah, that's really our chou tofu.
It's a chou tofu cheese. Yeah, because the blue cheese has a really strong smell. You really cannot avoid it. A lot of people think that smell like stinky socks.
Exactly. And then the last one and not least, again, quite strong in taste is wash rind cheese.
This is rind cheese.
Yeah, that's the one we wash with normally with some salted water, and it gets a bit more flavors as well to the rind. So
you don't add the salt in the beginning. You kind of marinate it in the salt water.
It's not marinated. It's every 2-3 days they're going and they just wash it. So they put just a bit of water, so a bit salted water, and they wash it with the hand, and they turn it.
This is the process. It's very
farmhouse, yes.
Yeah.
It's very time consuming, but this is very the traditional way. And then there is one of very famous washline which is called Époisse from Burgundy, and they're actually using a brandy liquor is a Mar de Bourgogne, so is using some kind of this Mar de Bourgogne to wash it. So then after is why the rind become like orange color.
And we also know that cheese need to be aged, like whiskey and wine, right?
Hard cheese, it can be aged, but most of the soft cheese not. I mean, they are pretty fast. It's produced quite fast, and they have to be consumed in a short time.
So how long do you need to age a cheese normally?
I mean, it's depend of the different categories. Soft cheese is about 2 to 3 weeks. I mean,
2 to 3 weeks. Oh.
Yeah, even shorter. It's quite very fast process. You need it's fresh. It's very milky. So there's not much interaction. A blue Miran cheese is about the same 2 to 3 weeks, but then after the shelf life is about a month. So it's a very short. I mean, it's more I would say into the hard cheese and blue cheese. That's for the Comté or the Gruyère, which are very very famous. They age for quite some time, so yes, it's different categories. So the fruity one will be 4 months, then after 12 months, then after we have 18, 24, 36.
Is that the price will also be more expensive when you age the cheese longer?
But first of all, your cheese will shrink. You know, he will lose water.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so it was like this big and you shrink.
So you shrink from a big size. I mean, that's a big piece of cheese. So it's like maybe from 40 kg, it will reduce maybe to 35 or 32.
Wow.
So it's quite a huge difference. You know. It's like in the whiskey, you know, the angel share.
We wish we can be like cheese, shrink all the time.
That would be perfect.
在这些不同的 cheese 里面，我听说呢有一个叫做 farmhouse cheese， 还有所谓的 processed cheese。我们来问问看 Yohan， 这个中间有什么不同？
So it's basically they grow them own cows. Even the food that they give to the cows is they make by themselves. So it's very sustainable. So the farmhouse is really from A to Z. You know, it's all been produced in the land as a farmer. They're happy, and actually the summer cheese is always the best milking.
The summer cheese?
Yes, because I mean, as you say, happy cow, happy cheese.
Yes.
Yes, they are in the summer. They are outside.
So in the summer they're outside, so
they're eating the
happier,
grass.
They expose more sun, they produce more milk.
The milk is richer, is better quality.
The tête de monde,
Yes.
修饰头和尚的 cheese, and it's, for some reason, how come I smell a bit nuts?
Yeah, it's quite nutty.
有点坚果味。
The mouth is very flavorful, quite long.
And it's a little bit salty.
Yeah.
再来吃吃看，这个是 processed cheese， 这个是 this is
This is a Gouda
cheese, also a semi-hard Gouda cheese. Processed 吃看很不同。But it doesn't have that special flavor.
No.
Yeah. What does normally people use with Gouda cheese?
I think to do sandwiches.
Oh,
sandwich. This in
yeah.
Taiwan is pretty much you will put it on a sandwich or burger. Or
Burger.
This is why you're gonna pretty much use that.
Oh my god， 这差好多！你们要不要来吃吃看？这真的好香哦，然后那个味道在嘴巴会散开来，然后它那个咸味是很自然的咸味，不是那种超级死咸的。Okay, what's the next cheese we gonna taste?
Next cheese. This is a beautiful camembert. So my mom is originally from Normandy. This is, you know, as they say here, you know, La Petite Normande, and this is all made by hand, you know.
This is from France?
Yes, from Normandy. So the Normandy is located in the northwest part of France.
我的天啊！我跟你讲，很多人可能会被这个味道吓到，因为我从来也不知道这个他们的味道 so strong.
Yeah, there's more flavors compared to the one that you can definitely buy from the.
它里面好软哦，好 creamy 哦。How come there's some flour smell and it's so?
So this is about
yeah.
So this is about what the cow is eating. So do you remember we said, you know, happy cow,
happy cow, happy cheese.
But it's the same for the cheese. You know, when we do a cheese platter, I mean, in the restaurants, the cheese is already outside because the cheese need to breathe. So you know, we can see the consistency. That is a good to eat now, and is a perfect perfect condition.
OK. Compare with 我们在 supermarket 买的 cream cheese， 我们来吃吃看。
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of different category, but I think it's nice to try the.
This tastes more like a butter.
Cream butter.
Cream cheese 通常都是我用来做 cheesecake 的。今天吃了这么多有风味的 farmhouse cheese， 就觉得我之前买的 cheese 都逊掉很多了。它的味道就是没有什么味道，其实 they don't have a lot of taste. It's very neutral, but tastes like butter.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
butter.
I mean, it's basically yeah.
We also have another one.
Yeah, this is very special. So
very
yeah,
special.
yeah. So
What is this called?
So this is called a crottin chavignol. So it's from Loire Valley in France.
Oh,
So it's in the west part of Paris.
Yes.
You know where we have all these beautiful castles.
Yes.
So yeah, this is from this region, and this is a goat.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Loire Valley is very famous for their wine as well.
Exactly, and this goes very well with any kind of white wine.
So how many months is this cheese aged?
So this is about a month and a half now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can go up to three months if you want to have again, it will shrink, it will become drier. So yeah, and stronger in flavor.
You know, it tastes a bit like Asiago. Because I really like Asiago cheese as well. It's like a harder one, but not as salty as the hard cheese like Parmesan. Parmesan sometimes can be really,
very
really soft.
salty. Yeah, I agree.
所以 farmhouse cheese 你可以真正的尝到 cheese 本身的 flavor 风味。那如果说是 processed cheese 的话呢，基本上呢，它因为是工厂统一制成，所以它不会有太香或者太特殊的风味。我们今天呢，学到了好多 cheese 的 knowledge， 然后也试吃了非常多不同特色的 cheese。然后我们谢谢Yohan，希望下次有机会呢，他能够再给我们更深入的去了解 cheese 的奥秘。Thank you, Yohan. I think we finished all the knowledge. So next time, if the audience want to dig more, we'll definitely invite you to dig more deeper on French cheese.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, to talk about it. So yeah, I'm happy to have more knowledge about it. But thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you. 谢谢大家，谢谢。
拜拜。